Thank you for your interest in the PhD program with a concentration in educational leadership, policy, and justice. This is a program in education, so of course we have to start with a pop quiz. What percentage of U.S. adults have a doctoral degree? I'll give you a minute to think about it. Don't Google it. All right, here's your answer. Based on some back of the napkin calculations, we're at about 2%, a little more than 2% of U.S. adults who have a doctoral degree. So you're looking to be part of that 2%. But why a PhD? Well, there are lots of reasons. Here are a handful that I think are important. Well, you probably are a really intellectually curious person. My experience, my observation has been that doctoral students have a really high level of intellectual curiosity. That can absolutely be a feature. It can also be a bug, in that at some point you do have to kind of rein that in. But for the most part, it's a good thing. You have an opportunity to become a producer of knowledge. To this point in your educational journey, you've largely been a consumer of knowledge, reading, taking in, giving back examples of what you've consumed. In the doctoral program, you get to become a producer of knowledge. Also in a doctoral program, you get to be in community with other scholars. These days you could sit home and learn lots of things by reading what's online, you can go to a library, you have access to a lot of information. But there's nothing quite like being in a community of scholars and learning with your peers, faculty, staff, students, etc. Also, in a PhD program, you get to engage in some deep empirical exploration of an area of interest. Surely there's something you're really passionate about in education, and you really want to explore that empirically. You want to observe some things about it and collect some data. Well, here's your opportunity. And of course, there are practical reasons. A PhD is a doctoral degree that opens lots of professional doors. Again, these are just a handful of reasons. There are plenty of reasons to pursue a PhD. But why a PhD in education from VCU with a concentration in educational leadership, policy, and justice? Well, that's the real question, isn't it? And I should point out this idea of a concentration. Actually, in the VCU School of Education, we have 3 doctoral degrees, an EDD, a PhD in education, and a PhD in special education. Within the PhD in education, we have 7 concentrations. The concentration that I'm focused on is the concentration in educational leadership, policy, and justice. So why pursue that PhD with that concentration at VCU? Well, let me tell you a little bit about our program. First of all, it's part of an awesome university. VCU is a fantastic place to learn, to grow, to be a scholar. We have awesome faculty. Our department is comprised of faculty from nationally and internationally known circles. We have some real research and practitioner leaders, some real forward-thinking problem solvers, and as a group, we're really passionate about supporting the growth of our students. Of course, we also have awesome students. Here's a recent article about one of our recent graduates, Dr. Shanita Williams, who not only was awarded the Dissertation Award for the School of Ed, but she was awarded as having the best dissertation in the entire university. These are the kind of students we have in our program. So you want to hear about our awesome program? All right, well, largely it's designed to cultivate educational scholars, educational leaders who are going to advance scholarship, policy, and practice related to equity and social justice. Remember, this is a program in educational leadership, policy, and justice. You have an opportunity to really progress, as I said earlier, from being a consumer of research to a producer of research. You can focus on problem finding, problem solving, and leading for equity and justice in education. You have an opportunity to be mentored by that faculty that I mentioned, that nationally and internationally recognized faculty. More detailed information, it's a 60-hour or 60-credit program, and that includes the dissertation. I'll get into a little bit about how the program is broken up in a bit. There are opportunities for both full or part-time study. Most of our students are part-time. They work during the day and then come to classes in the early evening. They usually start around 4, 4:30, 5 o'clock. It depends on the class. Our full-time students typically are students who are graduate research assistants. And there's a process for applying to be a graduate research assistant. If you're a graduate research assistant, that typically comes with a full tuition remission, so you don't pay any tuition, and a stipend. And in exchange for that, you are assigned to a faculty member to do 20 hours of work a week as a research assistant. It's an opportunity to really dive in, spend all of your time both in classes and doing research with a faculty member. And there's a separate application process for graduate research assistants, which I'll get into in a bit. So here's how the program is broken up. There are some core courses that all PhD students in all 7 of the concentrations take. Those are typically taken early on in the program in the first and part of the second year. We have what's called a first-year review or a qualifying assessment, which is sort of a gate, sort of a check-in point to make sure you're ready to advance in the program. We also have a group of concentration courses. Those are courses that are specific to our program, specific to our department, specific to our concentration. There's externships and co-curriculars, opportunities to really engage yourself in hands-on research opportunities, whether it's with a community organization, an educational think tank, working independently with faculty members. There are both externship opportunities and co-curriculars. An externship is actually a course. It's a 3-credit course, and you work with your advisor to figure out where you want to do your internship, your externship. Co-curriculars are things that you do along the way in the program, including writing papers with faculty members, presenting at conferences, etc. When you're done with your coursework, we have a comprehensive exam. It's an opportunity for you to demonstrate to the faculty that you're ready for that final part, that dissertation, which is the culminating experience in the PhD program. Here's some examples of the kind of concentration courses we offer. Leadership for Social Justice and Equity, U.S. Educational Policy, the Politics of Education. We have research courses on how to do educational policy research. It's a really excellent and coherent program of study. I'm really proud of the curriculum that we've developed for this concentration. Here's the kind of dissertations that students have been doing. Students can pursue an area of passion. Ideally, it would be something that our faculty has expertise in, but we'll work with students around their area of interest. And so we have, again, a wide range of topics that students have studied over the years. You'll notice there's K-12 topics, there's higher ed topics, there's really, again, a wide range of dissertation topics. So what do you need to get in? Well, first you apply online. There's a fee that attaches to that, but the whole application is done online. We do currently require a graduate exam, whether it's the GRE or the MAT. We'll ask for 3 letters of reference. Ideally, one or more of those would be from a professor, a faculty member who knows you as a student. We'll need transcripts from all your previous institutions, including your undergraduate institution. And then there's a statement of intent and a CV. I would pay special attention to that statement of intent. That's your opportunity to explain to us why you think you're a good applicant, explain to us who you are as a student, as a learner, as a thinker, the kind of things that you're interested in, which faculty members you think you might want to be able to work with throughout the program. It's a significant part of your application for us. And of course your CV, just so we can know the sort of experiences you've had professionally over the years. There are some financial aid opportunities and some scholarships, and I would direct you to our website to explore those. Graduate research assistantships that I mentioned earlier are very competitive. The School of Education is only offering a certain number of those. It varies from year to year, but we always have more students that want them than we can give. So you'll want to make sure to make application for that graduate assistantship and to make it clear why you think you're qualified to receive one of those limited assistantships. So in summary, I would say there are two big takeaways. If you're interested in the PhD program with a concentration in educational leadership, justice, and policy, I would say this track is directed not only towards identifying and analyzing injustices, but really also toward imagining, researching, and creating more equitable, inclusive schools and societies through leadership and policy. Our graduates are prepared to lead for equity in pre-K through 12 organizations, higher education, research and policy think tanks, and local, state, and federal policymaking institutions. We have graduates of our concentration in all kinds of positions all around the Commonwealth of Virginia and throughout the country. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Best way to reach me is by email, or you could reach out to Jenna Lenhart, who directs our admissions program here in the School of Ed. Please do feel free to reach out, contact me with any questions that you might have about our doctoral program. Thank you.